Michael Dieppa, Michael-Dieppa. I am the Chief of Police for the Chamblee Police Department.
Will you kind of walk us through the timeline of what happened here today as far as what brought you guys to Oliver?
Yes, so on this date, shortly before 4 p.m., our Chamblee police officers were dispatched to the Walmart regarding a shoplifting call. Officers arrived at the scene at the Walmart and confronted a subject who was actively shoplifting. There was a struggle in the store. That struggle led to the subject fleeing from the Walmart to the parking lot behind us, which is the parking lot of the Oliver. Once in the parking lot, the subject brandished a firearm, was engaged by officers, and shots were fired, and the subject is deceased here on scene.
Were there any shots fired in that direction?
From where you're pointing, all that's fluid right now. We're trying to review camera angles. All we know is that the shots were fired in the parking lot behind us. We're still trying to review where there may have been any additional shots that were fired. But it appears that the bulk of everything happened in the parking lot behind us, in the parking lot of the Oliver.
So did the suspect run from the Walmart? Did you guys pursue the suspect over here? And then did you guys find him again over here, and that's when the engagement once again happened?
There was an active foot pursuit behind the subject. As he fled, they were able to follow him from different angles, and basically came to a point where they confronted him again in the parking lot behind us. Like I said, the subject did brandish a firearm in the parking lot behind us. Officers confronted him at that point. There was gunfire. The subject was subsequently hit, and unfortunately he is deceased on scene behind us.
Did the suspect even fire any shots?
At this time, it's preliminary, but we do suspect that at least one shot was fired by the suspect.
Any of your officers hurt or any of this?
Officers received minor injuries that were treatable here on scene. Nobody required any transportation to a hospital.
But not a gunshot where they weren't shot? None of your officers were shot?
At this time, none of our officers have reported a gunshot wound. Everybody is in interview rooms, and everybody appears to be fine.
And Chief, can you talk about, is this a problem you guys have with this Walmart? Is shoplifting something you guys deal with?
Walmart has historically been an issue where, because of the accessibility of the MARTA station just down the street, where people come and commit crimes. We did have a police-involved shooting in 2024 right here under the Chamblee-Tucker Bridge, under the MARTA rail, with a person who stole a machete. So there has been instances where violence has occurred from shoplifting, but it's still a very safe community, and it's usually very random. And usually we see a transient shoplifter come in and engage just by chance an officer during the commission of a crime. From what we see here, it's a male suspect that is deceased.
When was the last time you had an OIS here in the city?
I believe it was February of 2024, and it was a result of a shoplifter at the Walmart.
So once again,
yes.
What would you tell people in this area? I know a lot of people are showing up, like, what in the world happened here, trying to come home, kind of surprised to see this in their backyard?
Just like what we said, again, we responded to a call at the Walmart, shoplifting, very isolated incident. In this case, unfortunately, the offender had a firearm. Rather than following the commands of the officers, he confronted the officer, brandished the firearm, and unfortunately was shot by them, and again, unfortunately perished as a result of it. And we're thankful that our officers are okay, but we obviously mourn the life of somebody who was tragically shot during a shoplifting call.
You might have mentioned it. How many officers fired? Was it just one? Or?
There's preliminary investigation still ongoing. We can't tell you how many, but it appears that there was more than one officer that shot.
We talked to somebody over there who talked about somebody running inside bloody and blooding up their restaurant. Do you know about any kind of separate scenes toward the Walmart?
The subject the offender did flee the Walmart in this direction, and that route did take him into a restaurant over there, and there is blood inside that restaurant. We know that is from, we believe, the offender.
So he might have been injured during a struggle or something?
It's impossible to say right now, but we're going to conduct that investigation. Actually, the GBI is the lead on it. We'll conduct that investigation and make that determination. But it appears that there was blood, and it was not a police officer's blood.